Can I tell you something for what it's worth? With you having a place on earth, take you there, take you, show you some.
Are you having insecurities of becoming an influencer? Girl, don't we all? Listen up though. I honestly feel like one of the things that overtake us in doing anything that we're trying to pursue, or dreams and ideas that we've thought of, is fear of judgment. Fear of judgment of what other people may think, whether if it's family, friends, strangers, whatever. Because what you got to realize is that having a career in this type of field, or anything that you do, you're going to get unsolicited advice. You're going to have people that post not so nasty comments under your videos or posts. It's going to happen regardless of how you try to filter it to prevent seeing any type of negative comment. They're going to find a way to post it. What we got to get out of our head is overthinking and overanalyzing. Sometimes doing that, it stops us and creates fear. Fear of vlogging out in public, which sometimes I still often have struggled with to this day. Because not everybody want to be on camera. Not everybody want to be in someone's picture. Sometimes people come up to you and ask you,
"Did you ask for permission? Do you have a license?"
Like, no. So sometimes it can be a struggle, but with this particular career, and if you're truly passionate about it, it is most definitely something you're going to have to overcome. I've learned to do this recently, and it still sometimes is uncomfortable, but it is so worth it. Another thing is that we all struggle with is our own personal insecurities. We have our own flaws of how we look, how we sound, feeling like what we're saying is not being received in a way where a person understands. We often worry about our aesthetics. And speaking about aesthetics, I got a quick story for y'all. So for those of you who follow me or support me on TikTok, I already know this story because I've made, if not one, definitely 2 videos about aesthetically pleasing videos. And I know that we often like to hold each other to this beauty standard or this influencer standard where the big influencer have these nice polished glitter gold homes, have all of these designer like things, but realistically we all can't be that way. Like, if you're anything like me, you work a 9 to 5, possibly taking care of children, trying to also upkeep your household and figure out how to live the next day. So focusing on the aesthetics of your home is not always priority. Now, don't get me wrong, I most definitely enjoy watching those videos because they are truly inspiring. But the most inspirational thing about things like that is because these big influencers have these, glorious looking homes, they at one point started exactly where we are. Everybody has to start from somewhere. And so what I mean by that is focusing more on the content, the subject, the topic that you're trying to discuss within your video, rather than focusing on naysayers and how your background may look. When I was growing my TikTok channel, as I still am, or my page, I got accepted into the TikTok Shop affiliate program. And what is that? Where you have the ability to buy or get free samples to promote it and actually get commission for it. And this particular video, for those who've been supporting me, know that for the most part, I record down in my basement, in my office, where I work my 9 to 5. I'll do my hair, my makeup, whatever the case may be, because it's my own secluded area that I have privacy, that there's quietness, or, just where I work. And so as I'm promoting the product, I came up with a strategy to make sure what I was saying was captivating enough to engage my audience and target other people that possibly wouldn't have even thought about buying this particular product. And the video is doing good even to this day. And this is a video that posted maybe last year, I want to say September, October. Anywho, one of the ladies who, I don't even think she follows me, but she just so happened to post a not so nice comment. And it didn't affect me in a negative way. However, it resonated with me enough for me to make a video and actually talk about the topic within this video, because that is sometimes what often stops us from creating content, is because, again, we're worried about how our background look. But because of how captivating my promotion for the product was, not only is the video over 500,000 views, but I've also sold hundreds, if not thousands, of this particular product and have made a pretty coin. So my point being is focus on what you need to put out in your content by being intentional and purposeful. And regardless of how your aesthetics look in the background or your space, the video is going to do good because you are being you are being authentic, and you're being realistic. So again, let's get the naysayers out of our head, because your target audience is going to not only like, they're going to engage and come back for more. And for those who don't, bye. Moving on to the next topic is imposter syndrome. What we often like to do is we'll look at someone else's content that we may be influenced by or inspired by and want to take tips and tricks. Cool, that's all fine, because you can create or recreate a video of theirs and make it your own. Nothing wrong with that. But what you want to do is be your authentic self when doing so, because copying and pasting someone's identity or personality is such a fraudulent type of thing to do, because it's not you. And when I tell you, people who are watching, whether if they are your supporters or, you know, just random people coming to look at your content who watches other people's content, they're going to call you out. They're definitely going to call you out, and it's going to hurt your poor little feelings, because it is not you. So it is extremely important to be yourself, even if you are insecure, unsure. The importance of getting in front of a camera, because we all have anxiety doing it, especially if we're not familiar, if it's something that we don't often do. Sometimes we can get in front of a camera and mine is on fax machine, because I often do it myself. So the importance of when you're getting ready to record is to strategize before recording, rather. Strategize. I right now have a notebook that I am going off of to keep me on track, because baby, I get off of it in a heartbeat. But strategizing is extremely important, because it allows you to put all of your ideas under the topic that you actually want to record for. And writing them down, keeping the notes in your phone or logging them in your computer, because again, you can have amazing ideas that you want to display and discuss and put it out there for other people to know you, to be educational, entertaining, whatever the case may be. But the moment you get in front of the camera, again, boop, it's all gone. So it's definitely important to keep like a set of notes, a notepad, again, logging them somewhere that you can actually reference back to, so that when you're discussing certain things in your video, it's flowing seamlessly, like you're very fluent in what you're trying to say and it's being received to where people can understand it. Also, with growth anxiety, when you're posting content, and I suffer from this too, you like to compare yourself to other people, and that creates doubt. It starts to create or have you become discouraged, and that is the one thing that also stems from being fearful, because once you have any sense of doubt or you discouraged about doing something, it's going to stop you, if not completely, enough to where you're not being consistent, and that's going to slow up the progress of you being successful in whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. Because when you, again, are being intentional and purposeful, and you're being consistent in yourself, the consistency in your content, or again, whatever it is that you're doing, eventually will pull in on those numbers that you are expecting or wanting to see, where you don't even have to worry about logging in and looking at somebody else's content and seeing how their videos are going up or how successful it is in whatever they're doing, because you're putting in that work. You're putting in that authenticity that's making you you, and unique for people to gravitate to your personality, to your content, what it is that you're trying to show them, to keep them pretty much coming back for more. That's a super imperative thing, because we do it so much. I feel like sometimes we subconsciously do it. I made a video about this on my TikTok too, and it was so many people in the comments saying, oh, you're definitely talking to me. You're definitely talking to me. I do this all the time, and you're absolutely right. When I see and feel like I posted a good video and I put it out there and I'm thinking I'm doing good, but I go to someone else's page to see how they're doing, and their numbers are skyrocketing, it makes me feel a certain type of way. You start to feel self-conscious, and again, start being hesitant and just overanalyzing things to the point where you just don't want to do it no more at all. And who wants that? Because you can actually start, let's just say, whatever subject or idea that you had in mind, you and this person, let's just say, for an example, you started creating content. Cool. Y'all both started at the same time. This person is working hard, coming up with all types of ideas, writing them down, strategizing, being calculated in what it is that they're doing, taking, receptive and feedback to help them grow, and not feeling like they just got it all under control, and gradually their page starts to grow, versus you feeling like you got it all together and you'll post whenever you feel like it and you'll have the numbers eventually. But as you post, your page isn't growing, the numbers aren't increasing, and you look up 5 years from now and you wonder why this person is a big influencer or extremely successful in what you both were doing at one point, and you're just sitting there like, oh wow. And that starts to create hate. It starts to create jealousy. That's why it's just best to stay in your lane, figure out what it is that you want to do, whether if it's creating a niche for being on social media or becoming a content creator of some kind. Figure out ways to keep yourself going forward, keep pushing forward, because it's okay to take breaks as a regular 9 to 5. That's the reason why they give vacation time, girl, because trust me, I utilize my PTO. And I take my breaks to help me be able to not only physically relax, but to mentally reset. Sometimes you could just have all of these thoughts in your head that you are trying to get out, but the hole is this big and it's frustrating. So just be patient, Don't expect instant gratification overnight because it doesn't always happen that way. You literally have to put in the work, and you look back and you'll see how much you have grown from where you started at zone zero. You could create SMART goals. This is something that I'm actually working on at work. Creating a SMART goal for myself, things that I want to achieve by a certain time frame. And whether if it's huge or if it's small, give or take how busy your schedule is, you might want to start off with something small. Cool. Once you achieve that goal, it is completely okay to celebrate the small wins, because if you don't, then what? You're always going to want to strive for more, yes. But the moment that you've actually set a goal and you have accomplished that goal, celebrate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back because you did that. And use that as a sense of encouragement to continue to keep pushing through, because sometimes it can get hard. Things in this society and the people in it also, it's just, they'll say and do some things that'll purposely stop you in your tracks. But that's why it's important to just let go of fear and ignore the naysayers and just keep the focus in front of you. Your rearview mirror is small because you're not really supposed to be looking back there, but your windshield is huge because that's the focus point. So moving on to content performance woes, meaning you're posting your content, you're being consistent. However, you aren't getting the numbers that you feel you should get because your quality is top tier. It's top tier, yes. But unfortunately, sometimes the views doesn't always match what you feel you should have. Trust me, I've experienced this, and it has created some sort of anxiety and also doubt. What I had to do is go back to the drawing board and analyze what videos that were doing good, what videos weren't, whether or not if it was a good time frame to post certain type of content, give or take the season, the month. Girl, trust me, I was writing everything down. And it is completely okay to rebrand, adjust certain things. Again, be receptive to feedback if you trust somebody to give you constructive criticism to help you grow, because sometimes we can be completely blindsided by certain things and ignore the one thing that we need to implement in whatever it is that we're doing to help us be successful. So don't ever feel like you have become the teacher and not the student, to where you can't go back and start over and adjust when necessary. This sometimes often is just a simple mistake where, again, it's just overlooked and it just need a little bit of correction. Times where I've had brand rejections, because that's another topic that I wanted to focus on, especially with being a TikTok influencer. I have a nice amount of following, or supporters, because I like to call people supporters. And there's been times where I've requested to promote a certain brand, promote a product from a certain brand, and have been rejected. And what you got to understand is not everybody is going to say yes, no matter how good your videos may appear, no matter how good your numbers may be. Sometimes certain brands or companies just simply don't want to work with you, and it's unfortunate, but it's the honest truth. But you got to keep pitching yourself. Again, this just goes back to strategizing, possibly rephrasing certain things when you're giving your pitch out to those brands, to show them that you're worthy enough to promote their product, to help grow their company or their business, things like that that you got to pay attention to. It's always good to research things as well. Something that you often see on social media, you might want to research it in a different way, because you can actually point out pros and cons about a product that no one else has mentioned. So research is very imperative when you're doing brand requests, or you're hoping that a brand say yes to whatever product that you're trying to promote. Appearance and self-confidence. We all are self-conscious about certain things, but again, another thing that stems from fear and overthinking of what people will judge us on. Being realistic and authentic is always going to top tier. It's always going to be top tier. It's always going to, rise to the top, because people love true transparency. Again, copying and pasting other people's uniqueness or personalities, that is never going to be good. You might be successful for a short period of time, but trust me, it will come to an end. So get out of your head about worrying about how you sound, how you look, again, the aesthetics, because eventually, as you continue to be consistent in what it is that you're doing, all of that eventually elevates. All of that sometimes changes for the better, especially when you're doing the proper research. You're being, again, yourself. I can't emphasize that enough. Focus on what makes you unique. We all have, again, our flaws, our own insecurities. I want to worry about it. Being confident is something that I feel like attract engagement, because people love to know that you might have this going on, but you don't care. You ain't focusing on that, because this is the bigger picture. People love to see that. It's inspiring. It's motivating. People love real transparency. Another thing is that with speaking a lot on being consistent, sometimes you could just get burnt out. I don't know how many influencers I've watched, content creators, or again, whatever it is that you're doing. I even get burnt out with my 9 to 5, and it pays me well. it happens. It is a part of life. But being on social media and constantly posting and getting burnt out and trying to stay relevant can be extremely frustrating. Right hand to that, because I 100% agree. The pressure to always create just can be simply exhausting. And that's just the truth. But take breaks when needed. Like I said, just like how a 9-to-5 career has time for you to take away for you to be able to physically reset, mentally reset, and relax to be able to get back to it, do it. But don't give up. Don't take advantage of the time and be like, oh, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna get back to it. And then a month has passed and you ain't posted nothing. Because then it's gonna be like, girl, where you at? Or 2 months or 3 months. I am an advocate of this. I can actually, I can speak wholeheartedly from this point because I don't know how many times I started over. But the importance of that is I started over. I knew this is something that I wanted to do. It's something that I truly enjoyed, and not simply just for monetary reasons. I actually enjoy recording myself. I enjoy recording other things, and I love editing, and I love posting to see the results and the feedback that I get from people who are watching. If being a content creator, because I'm pretty much at the end of this vlog because I just wanted to get this message out. If being a content creator is something, I don't even know if y'all heard that motorcycle because I'm in my living room with the door open because of the light. It's sunny outside. But the motorcycle just hated on me. Anyway, if being a content creator or a social media influencer of any kind is something that you are truly passionate about, put your foot on people's necks and take off. I'm talking about hit the gas on them. And I get you might get burnt out again, as mentioned, but don't take your foot off the gas. You can pump the brakes a little bit, but don't turn the ignition off. The reason that I say this is because the things that you can achieve in this type of business is insane. Things that I've learned over the past couple of years has been so inspiring that caused me to get back in front of the camera and post. No matter how silly or how important the video may be, it's something that I truly, truly enjoy doing. And I say that to say, be bold and fearless in all of what you're doing. Simply just believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, because that's where it starts, then why should anybody else believe in you? Why should anybody else take any type of advice or opinions of what you have to say if you don't even believe in what you're saying? Get out of your own head, stop standing in your own way, and stop being fearful of what anybody might say, what anybody might do. Because regardless of how you try to perfect something, somebody is always going to have something negative to say. And why validate their opinion? Because I've learned at my big girl age to not clear my name about anything. Whatever it is that you think of me, baby, that's just what you think. Because I know how I'm walking. I know how I'm moving. Especially now that I have been called back to Christ, I can care less about what people really say or think of me. I'm doing what I'm doing that is harmless. I enjoy it. And I'm ready for more. I'm ready to do more. So let's not doubt ourselves. Let's not become discouraged, because that's, again, fear. And God didn't create us to be fearful. God created us to simply fear him and only him. Not anything of this world, not a man or a single human being within it. So let's get started, because faith without works is dead. And just a little verse that I want to put before ending this video is that when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. And that's Isaiah 60:22. So just wanted to get that message out to y'all, because I know we all struggle with it, especially with trying to be ourselves in front of the camera and putting it out for the world to see. Because when it hits the internet, baby, it's hard to redact or retract it to get it from other people seeing it and saying whatever about it. But it is what it is. It just comes with the hobby or the career, and we just gotta be bold and fearless, like I mentioned, and just keep striving for better. So please comment below on anything that you feel you want to say to this video, any feedback, any constructive criticism, because I'm all ears. I'm all for growing, and I'm all for helping anybody. My main goal is to pretty much uplift, especially our women, because in this society, trying to have the confidence to maneuver around sometimes can be extremely challenging, especially with social media being so huge nowadays. I can't even recall the last time people turn on the TV to watch the news because they instantly go to social media. So sometimes you can just not feel like doing anything because of it, but we got to take the lemons and just simply make lemonade with it. So yeah, just let me know below. Again, more content to come, and love you. Bye.